Welcome to the Punters Show and a special edition of the Punters Show. Matt Taylor is here over the background and will be along later. Glenn Pollard is here, Mark Lambon is here, and Glenn, you welcome our special guests.
Big welcome to Patrick Murphy. G'day, Pat.
Great to be here. Thank
Lovely.
you very much.
Thanks for coming, Pat.
The recently retired Pat, great to have you on the show.
Doesn't he look well?
He looks very well.
Feel well. Feel great.
We've, as we've said for the last 3 or 4 years, Australia's best jockey, Glenn.
Well, you're an underutilised jockey, wouldn't you agree? You got the job done.
Yeah.
You got the job done on plenty of horses that, I'm not saying you got horses that couldn't win, and it was thanks to you, but I get to those out wide meetings, and I used to back up with confidence, and I back that style of jockey with confidence.
Lovely.
They try hard, work hard, know how to push around, get the job done. Plenty of horses like Wings.
Yeah, no,
Good, that style of horse.
Patched up good, so
Yeah.
always had a nice strike rate.
Right, you've got one less for when we have a Golden Slipper runner, which we're never going to. So who's it down to now, Glenn? Who have you got? We've got
Duke in Tasmania still.
he's our hope.
We've got the gun. I suppose we got the gun.
I suppose guns out.
Guns out, man. But I just want to put Deacon.
mainstream.
Yeah,
I know. I want to put Gando on just to Sir Murray and all those.
Wouldn't it be funny? That's there with
Put
the guy.
Pat's missus on, Tash Burley, bring her back. That'd be
She could make it in.
that'd be a great look on Rosehill Day. She'd do a good job.
If he had a good horse, we couldn't be like a Farlap movie. I could make the big comeback
Yeah.
and the battler.
Be like,
Yeah. Get down to the 56.
I can be like, have a hat on the girl and think, please let Pat ride. He's worked so hard to come back. And now you're a retired jockey. You're obviously not a retired multi-millionaire jockey at all. Like, we know you're just like who you are and whatever. But going to probably the second part of your life, where are you at and what are you doing?
Yeah, no, well, the decision was rushed in a way that I didn't have anything to fall back on, but it wasn't rushed in that I hadn't been thinking about it for obviously a while. So at the moment, I'm riding track work at Goulburn. Got a good place in Goulburn and love it there.
Yep.
And yeah, just really excited. The reality's kicked in. I think at my age now, it's a good
And
age.
how old's that?
30.
So you're 30?
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
you look awful. You look a lot older.
And I feel that too.
Right, but
That's
so
why
you're 30. Okay, so
Yeah.
you got like 35, 40 years of working life ahead of you.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
can't be pushing around track work. Being a track work rider, let's say you get an unraced horse for Mr. whoever down there and it goes good. Are you allowed to walk into the betting ring and have 600 on if you think it's immoral?
No, not now. I'm still licensed. But
A track work rider's not allowed to do
track work riders are, but at the present time I'm not.
Oh, you're
But
still a jockey?
Yeah, I'm still a jockey now.
Just technically, when does that stop? Did you have a license for 12 months? Can you say no more now? Or?
I actually will probably speak to Racing New South Wales in due course because I renewed my licence for the next season.
Oh, okay.
Before I made the decision.
Oh, you got to get your money back.
Yeah, I'll get a refund.
Yeah.
So I'll speak to them about that.
Because there's a
And then-
Goulburn
and then-
meeting on Friday, you might want to have a better.
Yeah, I'll rush it through.
So when you become unlicensed, or whatever thing is, are you allowed to
Yeah.
wage there as a track work rider?
Yeah, track work
Okay,
rider.
well that's good because part of, I think everyone would agree, punters, and we'd all agree that, track work riders are like core of the industry. They need the horses to get right, and if they get a little edge by getting up at 4 a.m, good luck to them.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Good
No, there's
luck to
good stories of good track work riders over the years.
I've heard of good track work riders making, good money. It doesn't matter, but anyway. That's brilliant. Your working day after that. Any thoughts on a career or
nothing really, which is good. I've got an open book in that sense.
is training out of the question?
It's probably out of the question now. I don't really want to get into the training side. It's. I think I was talking to Dallas about it. I think the training. One thing I love the training aspect of the side that you get a horse and you plan it, picking its races, and which I do for a few of the Goulburn trainers now, help them out with a bit of advice and setting a horse, managing the horse, and then seeing a horse develop into what you got. I love that side. I don't like the money side. It's that expensive and for
massaging owners and all that.
Yeah, that's right. And you'd love to just be able to train like the top trainers do.
I'd be your racing manager.
I
just massage the owners and get all the money. You do the work. I can't ever do the work.
I can do the work. But that's why, I can handle like the owner side and the people side, but it's the cost. To be at the top with these horses now, you've got to outlay a lot of money to get it back, which isn't, unless you've got the right horses. If you had the right horses, anyone could train them.
I was just about to say, we all know, even though I only just recently found out that your dad's Lindsay Murphy, course management.
You know that.
I just recently found out the other day. I had no idea.
We mentioned it on the show when he was on.
I don't listen to the show. I just listen to me. I never knew that. So course management.
Yeah,
is
like
Dad,
that.
are you close with Dad?
Yeah, very close with Dad, and yeah, it'd be a great leg up because he's.
They might have been close. That's a fair question.
I'm just laughing at the fact you've just realised.
Well, I say hello to Lindsay all the time, but I never knew he was Paddy's son. Whereas when I see Peter Abdullah or I see Vic Vassallo, they go, his son.
Yeah.
I didn't know Lindsay was his son.
Oh, that's right, because we lost Benny this year.
We lost Benny Vassallo. All my team are going.
Yeah.
Good man, Benny.
Sorry, keep going.
Course management and
It could be. And
could you open up there?
Racing New South Wales have now got in place for jockeys a lot of courses available to do.
Placement in the industry?
Yeah, in industry or out. There's a whole broad of them which I'm going to sit down with one of the bosses or the head of the Jockeys Association and talk about a plan of attack there to do a course if it's in either like maybe a journalism course or a race course management course or anything like that to just sort of keep me in the game and do it. And as I said, I think it's the right time now to do it because as much as I was pretty much forced out with my weight, it was getting to a stage where you can't do both. You know, like you can't be a jockey and then really sit down and be serious about your career after it because it's always there and it's not a job you can do half-hearted, you know.
I think of you as very similar to Mitch Newman.
Yeah,
that style of rider, that type of opportunity, a little bit of weight issues, good bloke, and now he's gone to train and does a good job with his horses. I know he developed that son to Johnny to a nice horse and then lost him. I don't know what happened.
Money spent in that area actually makes a hell of a lot more sense for people post-career because, I mean, you've only got a limited shelf life as a rider. I mean, we see the Jimmy Cassidys who go on for 100 years, but they're one in probably 100 who can do it. And
there's a lot of factors why jockeys retire, you know, and like Evan said, my one at Holy's, my weight forced out. And
not many people in society.
It's not a bad way to get out of the game, really, because a lot of people are less fortunate to do it.
Yeah.
So the courses they've got for if you are still riding, you can do a course.
Yeah.
Then do it and things like that. So they've got it.
It's something the AFL did very well with the progression thing, and I think why a lot of AFL players are probably more successful than rugby league players post-career is because there is post-career. You just don't get to the end of the career and say, oh, well, here I am. There's been, okay, well, here I am, I'm working now for KPMG or something like that because it's been the transgression.
Country life, Goulburn, you like it?
Love it, yeah.
And what's it like? It's just quiet?
Yeah, it's good. Like, we went down because Tash was apprentice and she needed a boss, and then Guy Walter always said to me, got to get to Goulburn, you know, and I said, no, not for me, you know. And then we went on a 6 months...
Have a bit of a look at it.
6 months, and I remember when I went there, Wendy Walter said, oh, once you get to Goulburn, you won't leave. And I said, no, we'll be there for 6 months and we'll come back, you know, because I'm a Sydney boy and love it. And then...
What, come back to Warwick Farm or something?
Or come back to, you know, I thought I'd come back to Sydney and, you know, just continue what I was doing before, you know, which I've done for so long. But no, we got there and it's just a country lifestyle.
Why won't you leave? Because you're frozen? Or
yeah, we can't move. Can't move.
Just an ice statue?
I've got that many jackets, I've got to make them worthwhile to use now.
Yeah. So what's good about it?
No, it's just different. Well, we could buy a house, which we probably can afford to do here. We've got a lovely house and on a nice bit of land, and it's just a different style. We've got with the ride and work and that there, we've pretty much got full reign over, you know, the sort of setup, so we can do what we want to do. We're not closed in, and it's just a different lifestyle.
Is she riding work as well?
Yeah, she's sort of basically foreman for Graham Spackman now. She's still got an apprenticeship on, but she does all the work on there and keep busy and like that. And so, it's just can't really pinpoint why it's so good, but it's just
the fresh air, the
change.
Just
work, you know, and it came at the right time in my life, you know. Sydney was Sydney, and it just sort of came down there where I went down.
Don't stress about the part of time you're like for 30. I'm 52, still trying to work out what I want to do.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's right.
So it just goes. It's an eternal thought of
you're
what
my
you
idol, so it's going to be hard.
Well, I spent 10 years telling everyone when this on to be a postman. Well, now the postman.
This is the part I'm looking forward to, because Pat said he's been doing some odd jobs around the town, and I know you're always looking for it. I don't ever know what these odd jobs. What have you been doing? A couple of little things.
Yeah, a couple of little things on the farm.
Are you handy?
I'm getting handy.
Yeah.
I spent the whole afternoon the other day chopping firewood.
Oh, wow.
And I got that. Yeah, so I wish I knew I could do that when I was riding, because I would have probably lost a couple of kilos doing it. It's a bit of hard work, but no, all those little things.
And things like...
Mate's got a farm, and he always gets me out just to help work on the farm and things, and it's just all a different experience, and I love it.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting, loving things, and when you know concentrating on your weight, like I mean, I bag jockeys relentless and with good cause, but just to think you spend most of your adult life watching what you eat, that must be.
What other type of tortures that go into it? Like, I mean, how we were talking last night on the phone, that extra half a kilo that you know you got to get down to. I mean, what do you actually put yourself through, and how mental do you go?
Yeah, well, I think I've been doing it I actually changed one of the rules in with the apprentices with their claim, because when I was riding, the apprentices used to claim down to you could claim as much as you wanted.
Yeah.
You'd have a ride. My riding weight used to be 53, but I could ride at 51 and a half. So I'd sit at, let's say for example, Canterbury in the Spa, and just get in there and just sweat and just go. And I would have been 22, 23, so I wasn't small.
Yeah.
And I'd get down and ride it. And when you were younger, you could just get away with it.
Yeah.
And it still did it hard. Like I remember taking rides when you're an apprentice even. And it's just the day before is the hardest in the sense that if you wake up heavy. But it's just like a light switch. If you get on the scales and you're heavy, you don't speak all day. And then, but if you're light,
and what's the rhyme or reason to it? It is what it is.
Well, you just know if you're heavy, you've got to lose the weight.
Yeah,
which you worry about. Am I going to lose it? And at the same time, no, you can't eat or drink leading up to it. So that's the.
And what about
you've got to kick into gear, because if you don't, then you won't lose the weight. So you've got to push it away and say, righto, I've got to make the weight. And I think through my career, I had a really good record of not getting off horses or replaced. And sometimes you just driving over the race and go, how the hell did I do that?
Yeah.
How did I lose that weight in that time frame? You know, like either be having a sweat in the car, or you get that point where you think, I can't make the weight today. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you kick into gear and you do.
And it's not as if you're coming from being 100 kilos overweight. You know, you're
no,
not much to lose.
No, it wasn't. And I think really, bottom line with my body now is, I've just been doing it for so long. It's just said, no. Like all the little tricks I've done for the last however long, they're just not working anymore. So I just got the thing. And then my manager would ring me up and he'd say, you're riding, you've got 3 nice rides at wherever. And I would say, what weight do they have?
No, I don't.
What weight do I have? You know, and that's when you know straight away. You don't care what they are.
Yeah.
You wouldn't care if it was lawn row. You're thinking, well, wait, you know.
Yeah.
And
don't be 53 kilos.
No, well, don't be. And then it got to the stage where don't be 56, and then don't be, you know, 57. And you're thinking
your game's finished.
Yeah, that's right. And then I had a really good summer. I was really struggling with my weight, and then I had a few good people ring up to put me on and 59s and things, and I just kept riding winner after winner, and I was thinking, well, that's good. It sort of kept me in the game. But now it's got to the point where I'm struggling to ride the 59ers, and then it was just... you know,
so, Pat, 35 years ago, the limit was 48. How did they do it?
No, well, that's right. And I think they're obviously smaller.
Yeah.
And you know, you look at the little ex-jockeys now, the older ones, they're tiny compared to like a Hugh Bowman and things like that.
So
now.
your parents looked after you too well, is that what
they too much chicken. With the hair,
I'd say it's dietary.
With the hormones.
Hormones in the chicken.
50 years ago, it was easier for small kids because you couldn't feed the buggers.
And they started they started riding when they're 15. I didn't ride my first race till I was 19 because I went to high school. So like that extra bit of time, if I started at 15, I would have got a few good years in riding really light. So,
and at school, what school did you go to?
Christian Brothers at Lewisham.
And did you always think you'd be a jockey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
No, Mum and Dad said when I got to year 10, like they said we prefer you to go to year 12 so you could have your HSC. And I used to go ride. Mum used to take me to track work probably 3 times a week before I went to school.
Okay.
And I'd have to go to Warwick Farm because they didn't have training at Canterbury, and that was great. Like I loved that, going to track work and then going to school and doing
and give you a bit of a and make school a little bit more bearable, I suppose.
Well, I did, and then
because you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, and I did. That's why I pretty much went to school just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Because you knew you had your friends there.
Yeah.
And you could do a bit of both.
Imagine me at school. Somebody makes us riding track with.
There's a few boys. We had a bit of fun.
There'd be a few lunchtime listening to the wireless on 2KY, wouldn't there?
Yeah, no, we had a bit of fun.
And how many siblings do you have?
I got an older brother and 2 sisters, an older sister and a younger sister. Yeah, my brother's licensed. He's got a training license, but he's at uni at the moment. Tim, yeah.
So he was training at Kembla?
Yeah. Yeah, and his family, he's married to Gemma Wells, which is Peter Wells' sister.
The jockeys, it's all very inbred into
It's on a bit,
isn't it?
really.
It's really unbelievable.
Yeah.
Isn't it? All the jockeys date girl or someone, trainers,
Yeah.
daughters,
I think
wives,
we're
and then when they get a little bit wide of each other, they get wide in the same. Like, we've heard a lot this last couple of weeks, but
I think
let's not talk about it.
it's a unique lifestyle, but so I think
I suppose there's a lot of rooting in the workplace, and your workplace is on the racecourse.
Yeah, that's right. And you've got to have someone to understand it to the game.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I suppose legal people are with legal people, like accountants with
Teachers,
accountants.
right.
Coppers only dig coppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you imagine rooting a bloke copper or a girl
Then
copper?
who are we open
Did
to?
you right today, love? Fuck this. Like, can you imagine
how many
it
lives did you wreck today?
Yeah. Low things,
Who are we open to then?
Low blood. Yeah.
Transgender lady.
Yeah, exactly. Big hello, Tea Queen. We just talked about you earlier. That's really, really interesting insight. Like not an elite jockey, but like a battling Australian jockey.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got no regrets in any of my
That's
career.
nice.
You know, it's really good to look back on that.
Think of you in the jockey's room. Not only got to put up with, I've got to lose this 1.5 kilos. I've got Bossy walking around there in his leather undies. You got those egos to deal with as well.
No,
And some of those boys are multi-millionaires. And when they leave racing, they don't have to work again. I'm sure they will want to, but that elite jockey, that 10 or 20 of them in Australia who get $750,000 a year.
Oh, that's right.
And what's the difference? What makes the difference, Pat? I mean, you were there, you were close to that, not far from it. What's the difference of crossing that line to being Glenn Boss walking around in his leather undies?
Oh, well, I think
Just opportunity?
I think you guys watch enough races to work it out in the sense like
We worked it
really like you look at someone. It was a bit of a shock the other day when I realised you look at someone like Jeff Penzer, who I really idolise what he does, his work ethic and how hard he works and what he can do in a race is on par to any jockey really. Like
I agree with that.
Like he gets out there and he does it, and you tell me if he's not on a good horse or not. And it was actually his biggest win the other day was the Hawkesbury Cup.
Yeah.
And you think with someone with him been doing it for so long, it would have been a group somewhere at Randwick or something sneak in,
and with some of the ones that are at the top of the tree, really?
Well, that's what they pick. Really, is the top of the tree one.
Yeah,
but you watch someone like Penza, and when he rides at Kembla, he looks like H. Bun.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
But you put him in the city,
and
he never ever looks like that.
Well, that's where I think. Well, I don't really see that side where. Obviously, the owners and the trainers do, and I can understand it. If the owners and the trainers, they don't really care about my bank account. They're worried about their one. So they're like, it's like if you're picking the State of Origin team, you're not going to pick someone just because you want to give them a go. You want to pick the best. So those jockeys have proven they've ridden that many Group 1 winners, and they've been lucky to get the opportunities, but obviously they've capitalised on them, and they've got that name. So that's where.
And what's it like in the run, that having that little lower reputation, being let's say you're getting a good horse and you train down a Goulburn, Graham Spackman trains it, you've taken it through its grades, etc. Do you get the same sort of respect in the run against the city jockeys? Like at Kembla, is there like any crowding? Is there any fuck off Murphy, what are you even doing here?
No, I think out of riding around New South Wales, you can't beat riding in the city. In the fact that you want a horse that wants to lead in the bush, there could be 4 want to lead, and then you go on 100 mile an hour. You try to come back, and
we've heard you say polite racing.
Yeah, it is. Sydney, you lead. You're 3/4 length in front. They look over and go, "Okay, you lead," because they know it's going to be better for their horse to get a run.
Their maps, their managers.
That's right.
Everyone's worked out where their spot is.
So then, and if you get out, you can get out, and it's obviously competitive if they wanted it to be, but a lot of the time, them by bumping into you or rubbing you, it doesn't do their horse any good. So they're out there to look after their horses, give it a nicer run, rather than getting
gentlemanly by the sounds of it.
It's very gentlemanly.
Well, you watch
it has been last 10 years.
Yeah, you watch the Sydney racing compared to the it'd be easy
Yahoo
to ride.
Out wide.
Yeah, Yahoo, and just taking and someone goes, and the next thing someone's not steering in front of you, and you're worrying about everyone else rather than even your own horse.
Yeah, because you're also worried about your own safety.
Yeah, that's right. No,
you got
massive.
Billy Bloggs claiming 4 kilos. He's had 3 rides and he's taken off like Malcolm Johnson and cutting everyone in half. And it's just
Serge Lesney is the new go-to guy.
Yeah. And what do you make about my commentary on? We're going to see this
world politics.
Tell us stuff like that. Now, what about my theory is we're going to see, like in the next 10 years, all these. And because your partner's a female jockey, we're going to see all these more female jockeys being injured and killed and smashed up.
Yeah, no, it's.
Does it make sense to you?
Oh, it's
It's scary.
Yeah, the proof's there, really.
The proof is there.
And like I say to Tash, and we've sort of spoke about it without really getting into
When
it
the
because you
girls of
don't
the
want it
deck-
to be. You don't want it to be that way.
touch wood,
No,
touch
exactly.
You know, like it's
And
one
you
of
know,
them things.
and because we've been politically correct side, you're saying anything that's sexist or whatever.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
Well, it's like the Matilda soccer team are getting 500 a game, which I think is more than enough. Everyone's blowing up about it, but they don't attract a viewer.
No, that's right.
The boys get 150,000 because we all want to watch
Yeah,
the boys.
exactly.
11 are lesbians run around after licking each other out all morning. Does not interest me.
That's how they.
That's why they get
and
500
that's exactly
a game.
what they do, Lee. That's exactly what they do.
And then
They should be paying $500. They should be paying $500 to put the jumper on.
I think they get more than enough.
Yeah, all right.
More than
Anyway, back to
but I was just thinking with the girl jockeys, everyone's an equal playing field with girls and boys, and we're seeing stacks more girls riding. We get a Paul McRae at 6 and 6.
Yeah, no, that's right.
And I'm concerned for the girls.
I think I could be wrong here again, but I think the girls have come through in the last 3 or 4 years, you know, or then even a bit further, 5 years. But I have a feeling now that the market for them is plateaued out. You know, we've had the increase.
Yep.
And like as Tash is not really riding now, we're talking about the other day, she can't just turn around tomorrow and go, I'm going to come back riding.
No.
Well, there's no real market for her.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
even though she's like ridden a heap of winners and everything, there is no market for them. Like they've sort of the girls that come in, but lately, you know, Port Macquarie up there north's alright, but down even Goulburn Way, it's dropped off. You know, like they'll still be there, but they're not getting 5 or 6 rides.
As a racehorse owner, which I've never been, as we know, I couldn't put a girl on, not because I think she's slow, just oh, you little darling, I'd rather give you 200 for not riding it.
Yeah.
Go get your hair done. Which sounds awful, doesn't it?
Or go and play
that's it.
soccer.
But
That's how
I
I
honestly
feel.
think that the market sort of just plateaued out.
One of the big things we've seen lately, I suppose, is all this cobalt thing and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, no one's naive enough to not think that drugs in racing isn't a prevalent thing. When you're on one like that, the feel of it, like, I mean, everybody talks about the day that Tester Rhythm went past them at Scone, and it was like, what the fuck was that? So,
I walk back shaking the head because I was on set because I still can't get over that.
yes, but is
It's
it
changed my life, that race.
how noticeable do you know as a jockey? Do they say, you know, give this a little bit, you can go a little bit earlier on this or whatever?
I've never experienced that.
He's been lucky enough to
No,
go on
that's
one.
right. Yeah, it would have been good. No, I know. I know the only one thing the jockeys hate is when they get positives because they lose their prize money coming
Oh,
from their
of
next
course,
pay.
yeah, you do.
They hate that.
Especially when they don't know about it.
Yeah, that's right. Like, they just get around
Imagine
and
you've
win.
already spent it.
Yeah, you've already
Like
it's already
Shinny
gone.
won the Metrop on.
Yeah.
Oh mate, who was it?
Yeah, on Janoob.
That's 30,000 for Shinny goes in your bank. Was
Yeah.
go in and comes back
in
out.
and then goes
Goes
back
back
out.
out, yeah.
It's a bit of money.
Yeah. So
So you
too
don't-
bad if you bought a Chrome
T. England
Mercedes.
got the result, did he? Was he on the second horse?
Yeah, we kind of tipped it about 3 months before the
Yeah.
wet tracker time.
The wet track
Opinion.
Opinion.
That's the one.
That's
No,
right.
yeah, I think that's the only link that jockeys would have to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Oh, it's really interesting insight, and hope everyone. At least this is the sort of interview our punters want to listen to more than the racing retro.
Did we have to drag you all the way up from Goulburn this morning?
Yeah.
That's very kind of Pat
Yeah,
saying, Galvin.
Yeah.
Goulburn.
I didn't realise we were being that harsh.
I
Do
know,
we pay your expenses?
I know the highways is easy now. It's just cruise control. I can
It is
basically
cruise
have a
control.
sleep.
You just gotta watch out. Well, you can't even go over 120. There's that many copies.
Nah, there's
It's just-
you
they're
just put it on
everywhere.
cruise and just
Yeah,
sit
just
back
roll on,
and I
roll
know
on.
the markings for how far away I am, so no, it's easy.
Good on you,
I
pal.
think
It's
I've
really
done-
great to have you. Is that about it, Dale, for part one?
I think so. What we'll say around.
Any questions, Ringman?
I've got some questions. Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Matt?
All right.
Question.
All right.
Now or
We'll
part two?
take a break, come back
I'll
and
take
do
a
the
break.
review and all that sort of shit, and have
Right.
more questions for Pat.